That was a devastating loss. That was something we definitely didn't expect. We expected to come out and execute to the game plan that we worked on all week, and definitely come out with a win. So this is a loss that I think that everybody needs to think about longer than most games, most losses. You can't get over it that fast. You need to think about it and then really let it set in and understand that from now on we can't lose. We just can't lose.
Was it execution? I mean, defensively, you guys didn't look like you played that bad, but offensively, they kind of put you guys in some bad spots.
We got put in some tough spots with the turnovers that offense produced, but other than that one interception that they returned for a touchdown, we were still able to get back on the field and have an opportunity to keep them from scoring. And simple mistakes, simple misreads, not lining up correctly, that hurt the defense. That gave up some big plays that we shouldn't have gave up. They had majority of their yards in the first quarter, and for the rest of the game, we played pretty much good up until the 47-yard touchdown they ran in the fourth quarter. So we just got to learn how to execute the plays thoroughly throughout the entire game.
Well, we're midway through the season now. I mean, these lining up things and just getting ready to play. I mean, how frustrating is it that you're dealing with that now at this point?
It's very frustrating. I know I spoke on it a while ago after the South Carolina State game that when fatigue sets in, a lot of the time that messes with guys mentally. You have to have a certain level of mental toughness to be able to fight through fatigue and be able to still execute your plays and remember where you're supposed to line up. And you get to, I think as a defensive player, you get to a certain point where you get so desperate to make a play, you start to alter things that you usually do correctly. You start to try to find a different way, a faster way to get to the ball, and sometimes they end up hurting the team.
Is it focus? What do you think leads someone to not be lined up in the right place at this point in the season?
Like I said, fatigue. When that fatigue sets in, that really takes a toll on some guys' focus. And so yeah, definitely some of the focus lacks when people get tired. And other than that, like I said, I think it's just not really listening. Some of the times people not getting in the huddle and getting the play so that they know exactly where it's supposed to be. And then when we make our checks and our reads off of what the offense line up in, sometimes the defensive line doesn't hear it. Sometimes it's not relayed to the defensive backs. We just got to do a better job of understanding that we go over these plays week in, week out, and we got to take that Saturday and execute.
As a defensive captain, you're out there, you're running it. You guys know how the field's supposed to be. You've played it right. How frustrating is it when you're in the game, 11 guys in the field, and it's not working?
It's hard, man. It's just we try not to get down on people. I've always been the type to try to uplift people and not be a negative voice on the field. So even when guys are out of place or a guy loses containment or a guy gets beat in cover 3, I always try to go back and give them words of encouragement. But at the same time, I have to let them know we can't afford to make those types of mistakes. Generally, we play good defense until we start making mistakes.
We talk about younger guys growing up. Is it time? I mean, we can't call them young anymore. I mean, these mistakes just unacceptable.
Yes, sir. We 6 games in now. That whole young excuse, that's okay for the first week, maybe even the second week. After the third week, everybody's played the same amount of games generally, except for if somebody had a bye week. But everybody's played the same amount of games. So those young guys, that excuse, that's no longer acceptable. You just have to bow up, man up, and play. That's why you're here to play college football. So.
Talk about Southern.
Southern's a good team. They have high-power offense. They definitely like to run and gun. Try to move fast. Defensively, I'm not quite sure what they look like defensively. I hadn't got a chance to look at them. But offensively, we know they have some weapons over on offense. A good wide receiver in number 2, and their quarterback is pretty dangerous. So we have to do a better job of being able to contain rushing quarterbacks. They kind of hurt us a little bit throughout the season. So looking to Southern, we definitely got to do a good job corralling him and making sure our DBs execute all the coverages.
After the way this week went,